There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came away, and as he spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the great There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy, very far over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came my way, and as he spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. I'm Ethan Foote, and this is my quartet. The first piece that we did was an original of mine called Lyric Spring. I wrote it this past spring at a time when I was listening a lot to a piece by Alban Berg called The Lyric Suite, and that doesn't really have anything to do with that piece on a musical level. It was just sort of, the name is an homage to that piece. The one that we just did was Nature Boy by Eden Abes. And some of you probably heard me tell this story about that tune before, but it's a kind of fascinating. This guy, Eden Abes, he was a songwriter and a musician. He was also he was an early proponent of what would then become the hippie lifestyle, but kind of before his time. So he was living in LA in the 50s and kind of eating lots of healthy food and doing outdoors stuff, and it was kind of, like I said, a hippie before his time. And he wrote this song called Nature Boy, and then he kind of fell off the map, or just was really kind of off the radar. But then Nat King Cole caught a wind of Nature Boy and loved it and really wanted to record it, but he had to find Eden Abes to get his permission to record it. So they searched far and wide, over land and sea, as it goes in the song, and they finally found him living under the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles, right there in the Hollywood Hills, under the sign that says Hollywood. So And then Nat King Cole recorded that tune, and that was kind of what made it famous, though lots of other people have recorded it as well. The piece that we're going to do next is somewhat more obscure. Not totally, I mean, a lot of people have done this one too, but it's not the standard of standards. It's called Midnight Sun. And I really love it because it has this very kind of chromatic, eerie melody. And in order to make it even more eerie, I did what's called a reharmonization, which means that you leave the melody the same, but you change the chords. So we're doing our little take on this standard.
Your lips were like a red and ruby chalice, warmer than a summer night. The clouds were like an alabaster palace, rising to a snowy height. Each star its own aurora borealis. Suddenly you held me tight. I could see the midnight sun. I can't explain the silver rain that found me, or was it a moon such a night. It's a thrill I still can't quite believe. For after we're gone, there was still some stardust on my sleeve. The flame of it may dwindle to an ember, and the stars forget to shine, and we may see the meadow in December. I see white and crystalline, but oh, my darling, always I'll remember when your lips were close to mine. I could see the midnight sun. They melt the soonest when the wind begins to sing. The corn it ripens fast as when the frosts are settling in, and when a woman tells me that my face she'll soon forget me, for we part, I'll wage a crown she's fain to follow yet. to follow me across the raging main. Snows, they melt the soonest when the wind begins to sing. The bee that flew when summer shone in winter cannot sting. I've seen a woman's anger melt between night and morn, and it's surely not harder thing to melt a woman's So don't you tell me farewell here. No farewell I receive, for you will lie with me, my love, and kiss you leave, but I'll stay here till moor calls and Mudley takes the wing. For the snows, they melt the soonest when the wind begins to sing.
It was a traditional ballad from the north of England called "The Snows They Melt the Soonest." That was our take on it. So the next tune we're gonna do, we're getting out of the kind of modal, floaty, folk music type of jazz, and going back toward dissonance and the altered chords and fun stuff. This tune I actually wrote many years ago, and it's called Valse Encore, and the origin of the title comes from when I was in France in 2006. I was playing there with a jazz quartet, and we played at a really awesome club in Brittany in the west of France called Les Valseuses, which means the waltzers in French. And I had this tune at the time, and it was in 3/4, it was a waltz. I didn't have a name for it, so I called it Les Valseuses. And then I wrote this a couple years later, and it was kind of like a sequel to that, so encore, valse again, literally. And I've done it a few different ways over the past year. The original way, though, was with a vocalist, and it's a vocalese melody, which means that there are no words, but the melody is, performed vocally. So here it is. I was practicing this morning and the bass did that. I was like, I wonder if it's going to do that tonight. It's not the worst thing that's happened to me on stage, I can tell you that. So anyway, that was Valse Encore. And it's funny, we were rehearsing this last week and Rochelle made the comment that the melody is kind of catchy, that it almost sounds like a pop tune. Raise your hand if you agree. No, I'm just kidding. It suggests that she's been sort of fully inducted into the bizarro world of my music. So this is another original that we're going to do now. Very different ballad called Song of Youth.
Is a song, silence in all that surrounds, silently as a night comes the day. In a song, silence is all that abounds, reaching out for the night is the day. There is a sometime running through, flows like the blood of life anew, blooms like the springtime. Such hearts are few. They know a love only imagined by those most willing to love in emptiness. When they're gone, bury their words in the ground to reach up for the light of the day. retreating tide of holiness. When it's gone, bury their words in the ground. To reach up for the light of the Betty came by on her way, said she had a word to say about things today, and fallen leaves. Said she hadn't heard the news, hadn't had the time to choose a way to lose, but she believes. Gonna see the riverman, gonna tell him all I can about the plan for lilac time. If he tells me all he knows about the way his river flows and all night shows in the summertime. Betty said she prayed today for the sky to blow away, or maybe stay. She wasn't sure when she thought of summer rain calling for her mind again. She lost the pain he tells me all he knows about the way his river flows. I don't suppose it was meant for me. Oh, how they come and go. Oh, how they come and
So at this point, I should finally introduce the band. On piano, we have Donald Wolcott. I know Don from this club in DuPont Circle that we used to play at when we were younger, called Black Fox. It's not there anymore, but we spent many, is it Friday nights? Every other Friday night playing, backing a jazz singer in the company of many strange people. On drums, we have Lucas Ashby. Lucas, I'm mainly familiar with from playing Brazilian music together, so that's a huge part of his wheelhouse. We also share a great love of office supplies, right? And just administrative excellence in general, punctuality and organization. So as soon as either of us gets rich, we're just going to take a trip to Office Depot or Staples and just clean them out. What was that? Binders. Binders, paper clips, with the labels, and anyway. And on vocals, last but not least, we have Rochelle Rice. Rochelle was also a Strathmore artist in residence, and she accompanied me on the concerts that I did this past year as part of that residence program. And they're a huge part of why I'm able to be here tonight, their partnership with Millennium Stage. So I also just want to thank Strathmore and Millennium Stage and the Kennedy Center and everyone who made this show possible. So for all those folks. This is our last piece for the evening. It's sort of a strange piece, kind of halfway between jazz and classical music, I guess. And it's a setting of a text that I wrote. And it doesn't have a title. It's just a titled song. So there it is. Thanks again for coming out tonight.
shifting earth, yet quiescence approaches intentest pleasure. Under a sky of purest silver, reddest evening, deepest night is black as everything, cries out only to itself, and at the break of each season, self-sameness swells to a passion sadness can't contain. Reality is billowing, and a hand rests on my heart. Until the surfeit must be somehow left.
Thank you all again for coming out. Thank you to the Kennedy Center and Millennium Stage and Strathmore and everyone who made this possible. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks.